Hello, welcome to But Suddenly, the show that has more cliffhangers than Lost and makes just as much sense. This week, we'll be continuing the story of our 5 intrepid heroes and their less than advantageous superpowers as they continue to figure out who or what's brought them all together. Who might that be? What will they get up to? I can honestly say I don't know. Following on from last week's first episode, written by me, it's Yola and only Yola that knows what our hero's steps next will be, if that is even what he decided to focus on. We could instead be whisked away to focus on the lowly bus driver, or see the story play out from the perspective of a distant star. The possibilities are endless. On this show, one of our 5 members writes a script that continues a sprawling story written in segments by all of us in turn. We then read that script live without having previously seen it and discuss it and the thought process behind it. Even this bit has been written for me. I've no idea what I'm saying. I could be made to say absolutely anything. Chiclet Myanmar goose fat. See? I had no idea I was going to say that. That's the magic of this show. So please join us as we discuss the process of writing, narrative structure, and why Phil is always made to play an Italian mobster. You're watching But Suddenly.
Yo, good job. Well done.
That was weird.
I dwelled far too much on the 3 words that I was going to put there. I was like, Myanmar has to be there, but then, like, what else can I put in there?
Very ASMR vibes on him.
Oh, mate.
Thank you. Myanmar goose fat.
Already the hairs on my arms and legs are
getting the tingles.
Oh yeah.
The phrase for this week is Myanmar goose fat. Yeah, okay, so let's get into it. So we start off, as always, we've done this once, but as always, with a recap. I just realized that I don't have sound on these videos, so if anyone wants to make like audible sounds for in this
like a transition.
Yeah,
okay,
transition sound and transition sound is go. Perfect.
I want to do the next one.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. You can do that one.
You can definitely improve on that, I think.
So, last week we was the first episode. We met.
So yeah, started the first episode. Met our collection of. You said heroes very strongly in your opening gambit there, Yola. I'm not going to say heroes. I'm going to say characters.
That's right.
Met them as they were whisked off to a unknown location by a unknown company for unknown means. 5 separate people played by ourselves, obviously, with various powers or features that make them in some way unique.
Yeah.
So who forgot his characters then?
Go on, Phil.
Just go through the characters. I'm just trying to remember who they all were. So we had Ramon. Was he the guy that can create smells? That
was my character. Thoroughly enjoyed playing him. Like a sort of 2D Mexican. Well, that's how I pictured him anyway. I'm pretty sure it was described as that as well. 2D Mexican character who can create
2D?
smells. 2D as in like attitude-y, not 2D as in 2D flat.
Oh, I thought you meant, yeah. It's just, you'd be absolutely right, but still, it was offensive.
It's got levels. Ramon's got levels, man.
He's like an onion.
More ways than one.
Phil, your character was?
His name was Adam. Line.
You were Ted.
Ted. Who was Ted? Was he? I wasn't going to go with Ted. I thought it was Kevin, but no, he's Ted. That guy was definitely Ted, and he seems to have some sort of thing going on with time where he kind of ages and de-ages himself. But it wasn't established whether that was at will or it's just something that happens to him. Is that fair?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the sort of aspect of it, isn't it? It's kind of there to be manipulated as we go on. Like, maybe Yola can develop that more in this week, or maybe he's left Ted till right to the end. We'll find out, won't we?
I've changed his name to Kevin. He announces to everyone that he's like, actually, guys, my name was Kevin. I lied. I'm sorry.
And then Burge had a couple of characters, and he had the magnificent Dr. Bunn Luxembourg.
Yeah, I think Ellie was the first character, was it?
Ellie Akora,
yeah.
was it?
Do you remember his full name of 2 of his characters, but don't remember the single name of your own?
Ted's not.
It was a syllable, Phil.
Syllable, not sellable. That's, I'll work on that. I'll work on Ted. And then who was Luke?
I was
Zemo.
Zeep.
Zeep. That was it, not Zemo.
Zemo. Someone's been watching Avengers.
And what was his power?
Marvel. Yeah, Zeep, whose power is not yet revealed.
No.
Interesting.
Essentially. Yeah.
But he's a bit. How did you describe him, Adam? He's.
I think I described him as ethereally blonde and non-gender specific, or something like that.
I like that. Yeah.
How do you describe him? And he's non-gender specific.
Yeah.
And Adam, you played
I instantly tie myself into a knot, so we're probably best just avoiding that whole area. Really.
Adam, lay the minefield. We're just walking across it.
I mean, you got me doing
Walk that tightrope,
specifically African American guys, so let's talk about tightropes and.
Whitest guys we've got that way.
potential problems. All right, it's hard to write.
Instantly cancelled. Adam, you were like the drill sergeant type guy, weren't you? Who was kind of
so I was
these guys from A to B.
Yeah, generic colonel to start with, and then I took over as Aaron.
The man spider.
Yeah. The man spider. Yeah, Aaron.
He got the worst end of the spider stick, really. Like literally, like he's got all the powers that are not very good for a spider to have.
And then where do we end? Sort of like, so these guys were traveling together, getting to know each other a little bit, learning a little bit about each other's powers.
Yep.
Was there anything established in the script about why they were there, or is that all to be?
Nope, all to be
interpreted.
Decided. They just woke up on the bus essentially with no knowledge of why. Were gathered together in the desert, seemingly by Dr. Van Lechtenberg, who seemed to have some kind of a plan in mind for them.
Yep.
That revolved around them specifically and their abilities or whatever.
And the very last instance, just so you're aware, like the very last moment of where we are, is Dr. Leichenberg had just revealed to Ellie that they know who they were, who she was, and all this, and Ellie was having a very tearful handshake with her. Now, for like a peek behind the scenes sort of thing, because I kind of want some considerations to be made, because this is going to get a bit bonkers really quickly, is I wrote this in a couple of days.
Have you given any context for that about the...
Why did you write in a couple of days?
Because I just wanted to.
I mean, the astute viewers may have known that Luke was originally scheduled to write this week, weren't you? But you've had a few life issues pop in, which we said could happen. So Yola's stepped in to the breach at the last minute,
But I still I'll be able to finish that and carry on for next week. So.
Because
so
the one thing that I've done, the one thing I considered, because I was starting to write it in a couple of days, and I thought to myself, Luke's already got 14 pages written, so I wanted those 14. I didn't want to be like continue it and then Luke's 14 pages be completely like useless. So I've done a thing that will be revealed. That means that we've set this up like what will happen next with our characters, and it's gonna be like, and now this other thing happens over here. But you know, it's it's an episode. It will. That's
good though. I think. Isn't it? It's like that's kind of the whole point of this whole thing, was that it could go on a tangent, and as in the intro, you mentioned the bus driver.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, and it does establish things that are like happening in the world. So it is definitely things that you guys will have to consider going forward with the script. Is like I've essentially just sort of like skipped forward a bit to like things that might have been revealed later, and then you guys can just do what you want with it. Yeah, it's excellent, and I think that's where we were. So should we get to it?
Rock on, Tommy.
Coolio. Let's go to the script. So, now it's time for... Give me a second. The script. No, I'll do it again. I'll do it again. It's really quick. I don't know why. I'll slow it down next time. That's it.
Different
Sounded
every
like
time.
a sheep or something. You have to
Fantastic.
get that checked, man.
Like a sheep. It's great.
Sheep transition. Okay. I'm ready. So essentially, I've entitled this Hardly Any Time at All, both as a reference to the fact that I had not much time to do it, and it might have some relevance to the story. I have established with you guys off air that it's going to have a lot of certain people early on. So let's just get into it, shall we? But suddenly, episode 2, Hardly Any Time at All.
Excited.
Exterior, a holding pen. Day. Suddenly, in a familiar holding pen, in the midst of a very emotional handshake, a tiny flash of light flickers a moment atop a distant mound of sand. Zeep notices it and looks again towards the horizon. Ellie clutches Dr. L's hand tightly, tears still streaming down her face. The rest of the group congregate around her, tapping her on the shoulders in solidarity. Dr. L motions the group inside. Now, when you mean you know everything about us?
Yes, Mr. Hammond. We know about Atlanta.
Well, I was young and I never meant for those people to lose their sense of smell, but, my friends dared me and I... Ramon's voice trails off as they make their way inside, leaving only Zeep, standing alone, who continues to look outward into the distance suspiciously. Cut to exterior, desert mound, day. 5 minutes earlier. High above the wave-like surface of the desert surrounding our unlikely heroes, atop a distant mound of sand a considerable distance away from the holding pens, sits 2 out-of-place lawn chairs. Atop said lawn chairs sit 2 even more out-of-place individuals. Skimp and Arduous sit atop the high mound, surveying the scene far below them. Arduous, dressed in his fine orange and white fluorescent outfit, a traffic cone personified, enthusiastically holds binoculars to his eyes. The upper half of Skimp's outfit lies in a pile to his side, as he lounges topless in his lawn chair, holding a broken wing mirror under his chin in a vain attempt to get a tan. Arduous removes the binoculars from his eyes and looks at his partner with disdain.
Anything new?
Come on, you dumbass.
Ad-libbing already?
Should we take that again? Let's take that again.
Do the line again, shall I?
Do that again.
Get another reading, please.
Yeah, just slightly more on the surface dumbass rhymes, please. Anything new?
No, nothing. Playing out as usual. It's pointless, right?
What's pointless?
What is a nerd voice? You tanning yourself.
You're tanning yourself.
You tanning yourself. At the end of the day, we'll be back at the beginning and you'll go back to your pasty old self.
Hush, man. No need to be so snippy.
Well, clearly I do. I've told you for the last 5 cycles that tanning yourself is useless. And yet you still scour the sand for that wing mirror of yours. Still you sitting there still you sit there tanning whilst I'm stuck here with all the work.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'm definitely a shade brown of this loop.
Well, you're not. You never have been. Never will be. That's not how this works.
And who made you, like, the expert on time travel or whatever?
I hardly need to be an expert. I've just read the manual. Did you not read the manual?
I tried. I got 14 pages in, but, life got in the way. Excellent.
Read it. You've written it. Read it.
Luke Williams winces from his burn. Arduous also winces from accidentally having touched the scalding hot metal bit of his lawn chair.
And covered that in the manual, did it?
It actually did. But you wouldn't know that. When we return to the beginning, our bodies will turn to the state they were in when we arrived. So, this burn of mine will be gone. And you'll always be that pasty, no matter what. It's science.
Still, no harm in trying.
Arduous raises his binoculars to his eyes and returns to monitoring the holding pen. Simp picks up some sand in his hand and lets it gently trickle out in the hopes it'll cure his boredom. It doesn't, so instead he decides once more to pester his partner.
What are they doing now?
You know what they're doing.
Is it the Spiders guy intro? I love that bit.
Not yet. They're doing the photo thing.
Imagine that, poor bastard, having the powers of a spider. Ridiculous.
Oh no, so useless.
Both of them pause a moment to ponder the utter ludicrousness of a spider-based superhero.
So is it?
Still the same, yeah.
Skimp returns to lounging as Arduous continues to survey the scene. Skimp, once again failing to find something to occupy his time, tries again to engage Arduous in conversation.
Hey, Arduous.
Arduous makes a meal out of once again removing himself from his binoculars.
Yes.
You know what? Never mind.
No. What?
No. There's no point. You'll only get mad. It's fine.
No. Please, go on. Listen, I'm sorry I snapped at you. It's just 50 loops is a lot to do with a person, right? It gets hard to keep the pace. The peace.
Yeah. I guess I'm sorry too, man. I know I can be frustrating at times. It's just, well, you might make the most of a situation, right? I know this tanning thing won't amount to much of anything, but it feels too good to try. It's at least some semblance of normality, you know?
Yeah, I know. And honestly, man, by about 3 o'clock, you look great. Like some Spanish singer-songwriter or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mate. Like,
Is he a robot now?
Ricky Martin or something. You make me talk nerdy and then you make me go mank.
Talk nerdy to
Yeah,
me.
mate.
He's a nerdy mank. He's Luke Williams. Just talk like Luke Williams.
Oh, stop it.
No, I'm serious. So go on then. What do you want to ask me?
Promise not to get mad.
Yes, God, yes. Just tell me.
You know what? Forget it. You're already mad.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
Arduous takes a deep inhalation of breath.
Just tell me, okay? I promise I won't get mad.
Okay, fine. Well, you know, this whole time loop thing
Yes.
and how we're being tasked with, like, monitoring the origin of the 5.
Yes.
What's all that for? Like, why are we doing that?
That's an excellent voice, by the way. I just have to stop there just to say that's brilliant. There's a brief pause as the question reverberates through Arduous's body.
Are you fucking kidding me? We've been through 50 loops together and you're only asking this now? Are you fucking joking?
See? I knew you'd get mad.
Mad! We've been on this mission for almost a year now and you're only asking me the purpose of this mission now?
Hadn't come up before.
Hadn't come up. We literally restart this mission every day. We quite literally go to the back to minute 1. We set ourselves up in the same lawn chairs. I monitor the same event whilst you're there living the vida loca. And yet, you're only asking why we're doing this now.
Bet you're dead proud of yourself on that one.
There's a long pause between the two. Arduous angrily goes back to looking through his binoculars.
So, are you going to tell me why or what?
Arduous again returns to the conversation, slamming his binoculars down angrily for it's definitely not his first time.
Honestly, the gall of you.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. You know how it is back at the base. It's all bureaucracy and manuals and that. Honestly, I agreed to this assignment just to get out of the place. Now, come on, fill me in. You love stuff like that.
Stuff like what?
Like exposition and stuff. Explaining things in vivid detail. Or do you not remember this loop where you literally explained how mirages work for the entire day?
Well, no, that's different.
How so? How is all that refraction stuff any different to just letting me know the reason we're on this mission?
Because your knowledge of mirages have no bearing on your performance on the mission. Your knowledge of the purpose of said mission does.
Oh, that nice one.
So, wait, let me get this straight. You're not going to tell me the goal of the mission, because doing so would make me perform better on said mission.
There's a long pause as Adios considers the argument. Skimp smiles wryly.
How proud are you that I remembered refraction? Huh?
Adios smiles.
Somewhat, I have to admit. Almost as much as living De Vida Loca.
That was pretty good. So go on then, tell me. Like, these guys, the five, they're our boss's biggest rivals, right?
Right.
So, like, why don't we just traipse on over there and, like, bust a cap in their ass or something?
Bust a gap in their ass? Really?
I mean, yeah. Apparently. They don't have full grasp of the powers yet. They're practically civilians. We could just go down there and shoot them or something.
You're right, but we can't do that.
Why not?
Because the boss wants them to succeed. At least initially.
Wait, you saying the boss wants to get his ass kicked by them in the first encounter?
Absolutely he does. Do you remember the first encounter? The boss's big plan?
Is that the one with the giant robot snakes?
No, that was the second one. The first was his plan to destabilize the government by stealing all the world's cryptocurrency.
Oh, God, yeah. I remember that. Boss couldn't shut up about crypto.
Yeah, well, they were early days, in fairness. He had the five not defeated him in that instance and dismantled his army of robot snakes, then he would have never gone on to his third plan for global domination and accidentally discovered time travel.
I suppose that's true.
Right.
Suddenly, a realization dawns on Skimp.
Wait, so we're literally here to protect the five?
Absolutely we are. For the boss to retain the throne in the future, as well as his dominion over all time and space, it's imperative that this moment and the following moments after this remain exactly the same. There can be no deviation, no outside influences. This particular strand of the timeline must remain untouched so that the boss eventually ends up on top.
Wow. That's so trippy.
Trippy indeed.
I'm going to take that trippy indeed, snip it, and put it somewhere. Adios is about to go back to monitoring the situation when Skimp posits another question.
Wait, hold on. You said that for the boss to succeed, then the five must foil his first two plans. So why aren't we monitoring those then? Why do we always go back to the beginning at the end of the first day?
Because we're assigned to the first day. There are other operatives in those times. The boss literally has operatives camping out every day up until he creates the first time portal.
No way. Man, those operatives in charge of the robo-snake war bit, they got a lot on the plate.
Adios nods. Having to do something with the robot snakes war would truly be arduous. Adios raises his binoculars to his eyes once more.
Oh, hell yes. Wouldn't wish to be then. At least we're just here at the beginning bit, when nothing really happened.
Adios suddenly jumps out of his chair.
Holy shit.
What?
She...
Thanks.
No! Ellie! She took Dr. Leichenberg's hand.
I know.
Just clock the Ricky Martin guy.
Yeah, I had to
Apologies.
it.
Apologies. Fair enough. Should get more scripts. Should have Ricky Martin jokes.
I mean, we can make it a recurring gag.
Sorry, Luke. What?
Holy shit. Wait, Where were we?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, can you take your finger off it? She shook Dr. Lachtenberg's hand.
Holy shit.
Quick, get down.
Arduous pushes his partner to the ground and lies flat himself. Zeep, having noticed a flash of light from Arduous's binoculars, scans the horizon intently.
Why?
Zeep, he looked right at us.
Did he see us?
I don't know.
What do we do?
Arduous shuffles on the floor towards his comrade.
Well, page 38 of the manual says that if we spot anything out of place, even the tiniest inconsistency, we're to report it to head office.
Well, then, let's go.
Arduous raises his neck, his binoculars to his eyes to see if the coast is clear. He pulls a key out of his bright orange lapel and slowly gets up. He points the key ahead of him, waving it in the air, when suddenly, from nothing, a keyhole appears. Arduous enters the key in the hole and turns it. Suddenly, the fabric of reality swings open on its hinges, leading to a black void on the other side. Skimp steadily gets up to a crouched position, brushing off sand from his trousers.
Ready?
After you.
The pair enter the black void. Reality swings closed behind them, leaving two lonely lawn chairs, a broken wing mirror, and some binoculars. Cut 2. Interior. Head office. Indeterminate time. The fabric of reality once again swings open on its hinges, and Skimp and Arduous come bursting through. They find themselves standing in a large hall. The walls are reinforced with old oak beams. The hall has a Victorian-era aesthetic, almost like an old courtroom. Towering high above them on either side are two tall wooden stands, like a tall judge's bench, with important-looking diplomats atop them furiously stamping large piles of paper. The diplomats pay the pair little heed, far too busy stamping their paper stacks. Suddenly, a craggly voice pierces through the sounds of shifting paper.
Name, allocated number, and time allotment, please.
Sorry?
Name, allocated number, time allotment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Arduous Talker 323-5489. First 24 hours of origin.
The registrar looks over to Skimp, who seems far away. Arduous nudges Skimp in the ribs.
Skimp.
Sorry. Skimp on gravy. 212-879-54389-11341-144-34-323710291202. First 24 hours of origin 2.
Very nice.
I'm sorry, 2? Did you forget a number?
What?
You said 2 at the end there. Did you mean to add that 2 to the end of your allocated number?
Yeah, sorry. There's a 2 at the end of my number. Yeah.
2 2s?
6.
226?
I'm sorry. Am I meant to note down your allocated number 2?
No. Does your allocated number end in 226?
Oh, sorry. No, it doesn't.
It's a long pause as Skimp fails to realise there's a cause for him to chime in once more.
So what does it end with?
God, I'm sorry. It ends in 2.
2 2s?
No. 6.
Arduous grows impatient.
My God, Skimp. Why do you insist on complicating things? I'm sorry, ma'am. His allocated number is 212-879-54389-223-412-144-234-232-321-029-120-2. He's also
Arduous gives Skimp a scornful look.
designated to the first 24 hours of origin.
Right. Thank you. Glad to clear that up. And what is the reason for you leaving your posts?
Well, as per manual, ma'am, we're here to log an anomaly.
Suddenly the room grows quiet as every diplomat sitting atop the stand ceases their stamping and focuses their attention on the pair. We hear audible gasps from a few of them.
An anomaly?
Arduous and Skimp give puzzled glances to one another.
Yes, Mum? There's been a disruption to the regular flow of the scene.
Well, you must see the debonair at once.
The debonair himself? I couldn't. He's...
Suddenly, Arduous' musings are interrupted by a large black portal appearing behind them. Emerging from within are Arduous and Skimp. They walk past Arduous and Skimp and nod their heads in recognition.
Hey, nice tan. Hey, thanks.
The Arduous and Skimp that emerge from the portal continue to the back end of the room and open the large oaken doors and go inside. Our Arduous and Skimp are left standing in the hall, puzzled.
Was that?
Oh dear. Oh dearie dear. Seems the debonair's schedule is all full up. The only opening I have are 2 years from now or a century ago. Oh dear.
The registrar continues scrolling through a large leather-bound book.
Was that us?
The debonair has advised that matters of time anomalies are of the greatest importance. But the last time we sent someone to see him unsolicited, it didn't bode well.
I'm sorry. Did you not see?
What happened?
Those allocated to the robo-snake wars were certain they'd seen one of the robo-snakes wink at them when they hadn't before. But it ended up being nothing and, well...
The registrar momentarily takes off her glasses and shakes her head solemnly.
Those poor folk, hung and quarterlied.
I was proud of that one.
I feel we're all just blowing past the fact that we literally just saw ourselves. And wait, hold on. They were killed?
They were, will be, and unfortunately always will.
Holy shit.
Now, never mind that. Back to the matter at hand. You're certain you saw an anomaly. You know, stationed in the desert as you were, one tends to see...
Refractions. We know.
Winks at Arduous. Sorry, Skimp again.
But Arduous is certain we saw Ellie shake the doctor's hand.
Well, hold the phone now. Certain is a very strong word. I could have just imagined it, or it could just be perspective. It could have only looked like she was shaking her hand.
We were in the same position, Arduous. We set up those lawn chairs for a reason. Couldn't be a matter of perspective because our perspective didn't change.
That was lovely.
I did enjoy that.
Yes, well, it could have just been desert madness. Or it could always have happened. She could always shake the hand.
Skimp furrows his brow at his friend. Arduous seems to be panicking.
I'm sorry, I just need to speak to my friend for a moment.
Skimp drags Arduous to the side, away from the ears of the registrar.
What are you doing? Why are you doubting yourself?
I don't know. I don't want to be hung. I don't want to die. What if I was wrong? What if I didn't see it?
Come on, man. You're the most cautious man I know, and you saw what you saw. I saw your reaction. I know that's not how you react to a maybe. Get a grip, bud.
Get a grip? If we're wrong, we get killed. Are you not at all concerned about that?
So what if we do? What's the alternative? Going back to the desert to monitor the same day for eternity? Is that something you really want?
Honestly, I didn't mind it.
What if you were right? What if you did see an anomaly and didn't log it? What happens then, eh? What does that say in the manual? What does it say in the manual about that?
Well, it'd be grounds for banishment.
And is that what you want? Living the rest of your days fighting for scraps in Victorian England?
I mean, they had Charles Dickens. Radio, trains.
They also pissed in buckets and died at 20-something from typhoid.
Arduous considers the prospect a moment.
All right. God damn it. She shook the hand. I saw it. I know I did.
Hair returned to the registrar.
Ma'am, I saw an anomaly. I know I did. Ellie shook Dr. L's hand. I saw it with my own two eyes.
Well, good, because the debonair's schedule has just opened up. He's now got an opening for you to see him.
Well, excellent. When?
30 seconds ago. Please enter the portal behind you and you'll be taken right there. Enter his office immediately. The debonair does not like to be kept waiting.
Once more, the fabric of reality swings open, revealing a black void behind Arduous and Skimp. They enter the black void. Emerging from the void, the pair find themselves once more standing in the centre of the Great Hall, except this time they are not alone. Arduous and Skimp, from earlier, are standing talking to the registrar atop her high stand. The pair walk past Arduous and Skimp and nod their heads in recognition.
Hey, nice tan. Hey, thanks.
Excellent. Two. See, Phil, you kind of see where he was bubbling up to now, I think.
I'm so excited about this because it's like you're like, yeah, Phil's got a massive part. And then, it's like 15, 20 minutes into it. And Phil's just like,
No, that's actually like what I thought. Because I was like, the guy he's playing, which you might know who it is by now, is great. I'm really looking forward to Phil's performance as him. And I was then going like, well, he gets that. I mean, everyone else has to play the smaller parts now.
I don't want to put any pressure on it, but it sort of feels like when Anthony Hopkins shows up in Silence of the Lambs film.
Kind of a big deal, but
gravitas.
You can actually kind of see it on the page right now. Right, okay. Interior, Debonair's office, indeterminate time. Arduous and Skimp enter a lavish office space adorned with a variety of artifacts from across time. At the centre of the room, sprawled extravagantly across a large mahogany desk, is the Debonair. His entourage standing at attention around him. He sips from a large wine glass. One of his entourage, the Mind, reads to him from a document.
For I am the debonair, then we cut the evil laugh. Glorious ruler of all time and space, bow before me as I...
Bow before me? Isn't that a bit hackneyed? I don't necessarily need them to bow. They should, absolutely. 100%. We can all agree on that.
His entourage all pipe up in unanimous support. Oh, absolutely, sir.
Undoubtedly.
I should grovel at your feet, sire.
But having the ancient Egyptians bow to me seems a bit much, doesn't it?
It does a bit.
Undoubtedly.
A bit excessive.
Not a bother, sir. I'll have it amended. Oh.
The Mind notices Arduous and Skimp entering the Debonair's office.
Oh my, visitors. Quick, into positions.
The Debonair shifts himself upright quickly. His entourage form a semicircle in front of him, hiding him from view.
Hi there. I'm sorry. Where?
See you again.
Again. You are in the presence of the Debonair.
The Debonair.
Debonair.
Mighty master of all that is, will be, and never was. Following his commandment over the flow of time itself, the Debonair has made fast work of every country and century's most powerful armies. The Debonair...
The Debonair.
has crushed all that can or ever will be crushed. Those who dare oppose him have been destroyed, including the Five. He is now arbiter of almost all domains and the ruler of all time, for he is the Debonair.
The Debonair.
There's a pause as Arduous and Skimp wait for the pantomime to finish. Arduous chimes in.
Yes, I...
Suddenly, the Debonair leaps from behind his entourage to the middle of the room, where a light from above illuminates his villainous presence.
Greetings, greetings. It is I, the Debonair. It is...
The
Debonair.
Not that one. God, my apologies. Welcome, my wonderful cone men. It must be a great honor for you.
There is another pause as the Debonair waits for a response.
Yes?
I knew it. So, what brings you here to my most glorious domain? Do you have news for me? Is the timeline running as is to be expected?
Well, that's the thing.
It is, after all, crucial that the timeline be untampered with, for who knows what may happen if it were to stray in any way, shape, or form. I may never have discovered the secrets of time travel, and what would not be in my current position as ruler of all things, an unimaginable thought.
Truly inconceivable.
Undoubtedly.
I cannot fathom it.
It would truly be a disgrace.
The debonair begins wandering his office, relishing in the opportunity to monologue.
You see, as an infant, I was born with a rare genetic disorder that made me hypersensitive to all things. The tiniest pinprick felt like 1,000 knives. A cold spoon would be like clutching an icicle. An innocent scrape of the knee would be like surgery to my sensitive nervous system.
Oh, like Mr. Glass.
No, not like Mr. Glass. My bones were fine. It was a nervous system thing. It's just felt worse. It wasn't actually worse.
It wasn't that bad.
Sorry.
That was good. That was excellent delivery.
Oh, it's like Mr. Glass.
That was
really.
No bother at all.
A truly blessed childhood.
What? No, it was hell. My every movement felt like, oh, forget it. I just grew to be evil, okay? I sought any opportunity I could to unfurl the fabric of reality, destroy the established order. And following my defeat of the hands of the Five, I finally was able to do so. I figured out the secret of...
Second defeat.
What?
Adios elbows his friend in the ribs.
Skimp.
It was, though. He said after the defeat, but he's forgetting about the robot snakes. Can't forget about the robot snakes.
I did not forget about the robot snakes.
Oh, so you forget about the cryptocurrency one.
Upon hearing the word cryptocurrency, the debonair's entourage wince in unison.
I had not forgotten about that either. And they didn't necessarily defeat me in that one. I still have significant holdings in Dogecoin, and my good friend Elon tells me they're due an upsurge any minute now. You might have seen somewhat of a drop in recent time, but that's just the nature of crypto right now. You don't get immediate gains like in stocks. It's a long game. You have to sit on it for a while. You won't see immediate payouts. You have to wait for the market to adapt and for the price of a single token to...
Sir, the secrets of time travel, sir.
Never interrupt me, you vile creature! Anyway, where was I? Yes, following my defeat, singular, at the hands of the Five, I finally was able to do so. I figured out the secret of time travel. Was able to dominate and conquer all of time itself. Soon this entire universe will be mine across all times. Yada yada.
Light focuses on the debonair like a spotlight. His entire body is illuminated dramatically.
For I am the debonair.
There's a significant pause. The debonair looks over to the mouth, who seems to be daydreaming.
For I am the debonair. The debonair, Andy.
The mouth suddenly snaps back to reality at the mention of his name.
I am the debonair.
Come on, Luke, this is your time to shine, bud.
Fucking hell.
It's great. Oh, sorry. I can't be too loud. The baby's asleep.
That's fine. That'll do.
Thank you. Had it been on cue, it would have been very effective.
The debonair stares daggers at the mouth. The mouth skulks away. The lights return to normal.
Wow. That was awesome.
Why, thank you. It is a shame I cannot do it for myself, but my affliction means that if I were to laugh like that, I'd have to sore throat for weeks. So what brings you to my presence? What have you to inform me of?
Well, your mighty one. Well, we were
Out with it! Out with it!
Adam?
Skip.
Sorry, mate. There's been an anomaly, sir. The timeline somehow changed. Ellie shook Dr. L's hand.
What?
Yes, sir. It's true. We do not know what it's called, what caused it, but for some reason the timeline has changed.
This is outrageous. How can this be?
The debonair looks over to his aide, the monitor, who taps away at an electronic device.
This shouldn't be, sir. We were cautious not to alter our timeline anyway for there to be a change. There must be some form of outside interference.
Outside interference?
The debonair quickly turns his ire to Arduous and Skimp.
Have you two bumbling fools affected my timeline?
No, sir. We did nothing.
You better not have, otherwise I'll...
The debonair hands his large wine glass to the muscle.
I'll crush you.
The muscle stands, holding the wine glass, smiling happily.
I'll crush you.
The muscle doesn't move, completely unaware.
God, Clyde, I'll crush you.
The debonair gestures with his wine glass. Oh, The muscle crushes the wine glass in his hands. Sorry, boss. The debonair buries his head in his hands.
Unfucking believable.
The monitor taps furiously on his electronic device. We hear an audible alarm sound from the device. Beep boop.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh? What do you mean, uh-oh?
They're right. The timeometer has just informed me that the timeline is deviating from its normal path. The timeline is changing, sir.
It wasn't us. I swear, we just monitored the holding pen like you asked. We're innocent.
And if not you, who? Who could possibly alter the timeline?
Sorry.
Who could?
Sorry.
I can't
Typo.
read it from the script.
The debonair looks over to his entourage, a realization having dawned on all of them. The Jews.
Five. And you said mine walked a line. Fuck me.
Myself, just because that one, and I was like, I can't have anyone else read that. Sorry.
Hey, no.
Cut now.
Not at all. Not that. Not whatsoever.
The 5. I meant to say the 5. I misspoke. I'm sorry, sir. The debonair looks over to Adius and Skimp.
Please do not misconstrue my friend his faux pas with any views of my organization hold. I am the debonair.
Luke.
Not now. I hold no individual group or race in any particular contempt. We're equally evil to all races and creeds.
Right.
Adius looks over to one of the paintings that lay against the wall. A portrait of Hitler lies atop the pile.
Spoils of war. The Nazis were one of the first armies I conquered. I thought I told you to burn that.
But sir, I thought you said you wanted it displayed.
Just shush now. Have it burnt. Anyway, moving swiftly along. If the 5 are anything to do with this, then we must be swift. Debonair mobile assemble.
Debonair
Sorry, mobile. Debonair mobile assemble.
It's
the
Debonair
mobile branch.
Mobile no, I love Debonair Mobile a bit more.
I think it's like some sort of Secret Service branch he's got on the go.
Debonair's entourage suddenly scuttle away, leaving the debonair, Arduous, and Skimp stood awkwardly amongst one another. There's a significant pause. The debonair attempts to fill the silence with some small talk.
So, everything all right in the desert there? Seems to be treating you well. You caught yourself a good tan there, lad.
Skimp smirks at Arduous.
Thank you, sir.
Wish I had more chance to catch the sun. Meant to be headed to Egypt soon.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Well, yes, hopefully. Just be nice to get out of here, really. Getting a bit stir-crazy. Could do with a bit of,
Suddenly, the debonair's entourage returns, each clutching the spoke of a litter on their shoulders. A human-powered carriage. Atop the carriage is an intricately crafted throne. Oh my God. The debonair is delighted to see them, as he does not have to spend any more time with idle chit-chat.
Oh, thank God. Please, my underlings, join me on the debonair mobile.
That is absolutely exactly how I pictured that line. So thankful for that, mate. Nice one. The debonair puts a set of stairs from the side of the carriage and makes his way to his intricate throne. Arduous and Skimp follow him. They look around for a place to sit and settle on sitting on the front edge of the carriage. The debonair's entourage seems to struggle under the weight of the 3 of them.
Sir, I don't think the carriage is meant to hold this much. Wait.
The mouth is interrupted by a swift kick in the back from the debonair.
Silence! Carriages are not conversationalists. Onward to the cells.
The debonair's carriage trundles forward. Aides appear from nowhere to open the large oak doors leading back into the main hall. Upon seeing the carriage, the diplomats atop the large stands stop their paper stamping and stand as a show of respect. The carriage makes its way through the grand hall and exits another set of large oak doors at the front of the hall. As the doors open, light bathes the carriage, treating its occupants and drivers to a sprawling view of the city of Debonain. Skyscrapers line the horizon, ablaze in smoke, and cars lie unused, rotting and abandoned on either side of them.
Wow, indeed, my friend. It has likely been a while since you set eyes upon this fair city.
My God.
Truly wonderful, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It's a sight to behold.
I know. When I discovered time travel, I offered the denizens of the city 2 choices. Be sent to the end of the earth to die helplessly, or join my noble cause.
Yes, sir. I remember.
Ah, yes, I suppose you would. What were you before you received such blessings, underling? What did this government force you to do?
I wasn't counted, sir.
Lord, you must be thankful you don't have to do that anymore. Now you're a cone man, placed tactfully throughout the timeline to ensure it does not stray beyond its boundaries.
Yes, sir. Very thankful.
And you, the tanned one. You some sort of skincare model? A Spanish singer-songwriter, perhaps?
No, sir. I worked at a local chicken restaurant.
Wonderful. Bet you're glad we got rid of all of those. Now we all eat the same nutrition pebbles and have nice, balanced diets.
Of course, sir.
The carriage continues to trundle through the abandoned streets of the city, broken window panes and smashed appliances littering the streets beneath them.
So, Your Grand Majesty, if you don't mind me asking, where are we headed?
Well, if the 5 truly are behind this time anomaly, I thought we'd best go right to the source. Ask them directly.
Wait, directly? You mean you captured them? You captured the 5?
Why, of course. With all the time and space in my grasp, the 5 were helpless against the sheer force of my amalgamated armies. They were putty in my hands.
So, if you managed to capture them, and they're your main hurdle against total world domination, why not kill them?
Well, had I done that,
The debonair can't quite figure it out either.
Why didn't we kill them?
The mine continues carrying the litter onward through the busy streets and does not respond.
Well, why didn't we kill them?
The mine still fails to respond, not wanting to be kicked like earlier. The debonair grows frustrated.
Listen, do me a favour and get his attention, will you? If he ignores me once more, I might do something drastic, and nobody wants that.
Yes, of course, sir. Excuse me, I believe the debonair wants to talk to you.
But last time he kicked me.
Ardius looks over to the debonair, whose face is buried in his hands.
I believe in this instance he intends for you to talk and will not, in fact, kick you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, sir. Could you repeat?
Why do we not kill them, you fool?
I'm not sure, sir. We just recently renovated the local prison, and I think we just wanted to be able to use.
The mind is silenced once more by a swift kick in the back.
Don't know. We could have spared my constant concern of the meddling of the timelining by having just killed them. And now you're not sure. You swines, you fools. When we return to the domicile, you will each receive floggings. Floggings for days.
The mind gives Ardius a betrayed look.
Sorry.
Exterior, prison complex, indeterminate time. Suddenly, the carriages arrives at a grand prison complex located in the centre of the city. Various guards man the large steel entrances. A guard in a watchtower speaks through a loudspeaker. Who goes there?
Nothing's gone. Sorry.
Oh, never mind. Wait. Let's go back. I am so grateful I gave that role to Phil. That is brilliant, mate.
I'm still here. I'm just switching my camera.
There we go. You're back, mate. You're back.
Right, yeah, let's switch camera. Sorry, line.
Who goes there?
Who goes there? Who goes there? That's how we address people who come to our prison. What is this, Monty Python?
Identify yourselves? The debonair buries his face in his hands once more.
I swear to God, I'm going to raise this place to the ground. I'll burn you, your family, and then anyone who has any, even remotely.
Look.
Open the gates for the mighty debonair at once.
Oh, there he is. Finally decided to join the party, have we? I've only been sat for what? 1,000,000 years? Disgraceful.
The mouth lowers his head somberly. Suddenly, the large wrought iron gate to the prison creaks steadily open and the carriage makes its way inside. The carriage is placed down in the centre of the large courtyard at the centre of the prison complex. What glory that the mighty one graces us with his presence. What brings you to... The debonair dismounts his carriage, Ardius and Skimp closely following behind. He reaches into his lapel and whips out a key. He waves it in front of him and opens the fabric of time as before. The prison guard begins sweating profusely as a black void opens up beside him.
Go on, in you go.
Sir?
Go on. Let's see how you fare in feudal Japan. Go on, hop in.
But sir, I...
Clyde?
The muscle grabs the prison guard by the scruff of the neck. The prison guard begins screaming in fear. The muscle throws the prison guard into the black void. The door of reality closes behind him.
Well, look at that. You almost came off as a competent there, Clyde.
The muscle hangs his head in shame. He makes his way back to join the rest of the entourage.
Right, let's go then.
Navigating the corridors of the prison complex, the group navigate deeper and deeper down flight upon flight of stairs until they eventually find themselves in a dark, dingy corner of the prison. In front of them is a heavy wrought iron door, bolts protruding from its every edge. They approach the door, which houses the five, when suddenly...
Nice.
And that's that.
That's awesome. Super. How many pages are there?
43. Yeah.
Saga.
No. I got well too into it. I wrote... Okay, wait. Who wants to do the next transition sound?
Go on, Butch.
Right.
Phil, go on, Phil.
Phil, and go. No, wait, the wrong one. This one. Try again.
Too cool, Phil.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so I wrote, I had in my head that I was like, I can't carry on with the story, so I'll introduce the bad guy. Is literally all as far as I thought about it. And I thought of a name, the Debonair, and then I thought, I'm going to have Phil voice him. And literally, those are my three thoughts. And my thought was that it would be funny if the entire concept of the script is that somehow the future five have made the first episode of that we've seen happen. So before our first episode, something else happened. I imagine Ellie was maybe a bit more reluctant to shake the hand, or maybe reacted differently. And there's something that is entirely up to you guys that has happened that has caused it again. But the way I thought it would work with Luke's next week's one is that he can have the umbrage of just revealing what's on the other side of the prison before he then cuts back to our episode carrying on. So it has little effect on the actual story.
Oh, we go to feudal Japan.
That's true. The funny thing is that I only so earlier today I edited a lot of this. I added more Skimp and Arduous because I really liked Skimp and Arduous, and I took a lot from the prison because that guard had more of a prominent role, and I was like, it's just me talking to myself for ages, and I was like, I just don't like that bit, so I'll get rid of that bit and I'll just add more Skimp and Arduous, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Your voice of Skimp was brilliant, and oh my god, yeah, it was absolutely ace. Thank you very much for that. That was very well read. Good job, guys. I think it's not much content, but the readings really helped me through. So thank you very much.
That was good. I enjoyed it.
I can't wait for the next episode, The Adventures of Clyde. Clyde no Boken.
Clyde's the muscle. The guard could be named whatever you want. So
he's
maybe
called Clyde too.
He's called Clyde too. There's two Clydes.
Yeah. Clyde as well.
It was the one thing I also noticed when I was reading it was very exposition-y at certain points. I had to explain the concept of them just monitoring the first day, but I also had more explanation as to why they were dressed like traffic cones. And literally the entire idea was the Debonair just thought it was funny to have them dressed as traffic cones. And I also delved a bit deeper into why they were named Arduous and Skimp. So my idea was that the Debonair had them relieved them of their old identities and gave them new names, but gave them derogatory names. So Arduous Talker was called Arduous Talker because he was an Arduous Talker, and Skimp on Gravy was called Skimp on Gravy because I imagine the Debonair went to the chicken shop that he worked at and he might have skimped on gravy. And literally just that's his entire existence going on. But I just got rid of all that stuff, and I just thought, it's funner just to have us mess about with it, really. I enjoyed that read.
It's good.
Thank you very much. I also originally had the Debonair be like an individual character that was just talking to Arduous and Skimp, and then I was going to have so initially I had the scene where like the mind was just like a generic PA, so the Debonair just had a PA, and Arduous and Skimp was also there. But I thought, as like a funny device for this thing, it'd be really funny if like we had our main villain, and the main villain's main villain aspects were each portrayed by a different person of ours. So like he essentially has like an entourage that is all of us, and we all have our little jobs to help the Debonair, and we're all fucking awful at them. I just found that
the entourage was great. That was probably my favorite part.
Really funny.
The Jews line was good.
I was like, I that was a late edition.
So funny.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that read. That was really good. Thank you very much.
It was a really good read. I really enjoyed Arduous. I don't know if you picked up on it. I was channeling Dirk Gently meets C-3PO.
I saw that like came to fruition because I was trying to both be like open-ended with how you wanted to play them. I mean, like dumbass surfer ended up being perfect all the way through, but like nerd voice is pretty generic, really. And I think if you were in your stride at the end there, you were like reading really like the lines like really well. Like against Debonair, I really like. Well, about that, I really like those kind of like. The way that you said those, they were brilliant. Good job, man.
Excellent. 20 minutes.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. Cool.
You too. It was good.
I'm intrigued by how this will like weave together again. I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah.
If it does.
This is something that could just sit there almost untouched, or we could delve into it completely. It's kind of, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, because
maybe we could switch, and like every single episode we follow a different one of the people that the Debonair has pushed out into time.
Yeah, I mean it's like entirely up to us, but like the thing I was like really adamant about, because obviously like it's got like low-key influences and stuff, is like I wanted that the timeline that the Debonair is in. So this entire episode essentially is the tail end of the timeline before the timeline changed. So now when Luke jumps back to the normal story, that normal story can carry on as normal because that timeline that we are just in now doesn't necessarily happen anymore. And it like obviously I set up some random stuff with the Debonair later on, but we could easily just like blow over them because the timeline's new. Maybe the Debonair doesn't do those things anymore, or maybe the Debonair just ceases to exist. Maybe he's a good guy all of a sudden, and maybe we can have like the future 5 from a different reality make an appearance and reveal how they altered the timeline for the timeline to get good again. So it's just things I played with just so that it didn't affect it too much.
The Debonair definitely exists. Yeah. The Debonair is going back for.
That's 100% be clear on that.
The Debonair truthers.
I love the Debonair as well. I will.
Debonair.
Debonair.
I think our mentioning of Anthony Hopkins like infected Phil somehow, and he played it like a posh British person, which I really liked, because the person I was picturing in my head was the end of Loki, like you get to meet Kang the Conqueror sort of thing. I was kind of like picturing him, but now that the British mean Arduous is so funny, and I really enjoyed the read. I'll go up to it. It's just really funny. Some of the lines you said, mate, you said them better than I even wrote them, I think. God,
I really don't know. Thank God.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, thank God. So, that's exactly like, I was really worried that some of the things, like obviously like us repeating the Debonair kind of didn't work because it kind of has to be synced or whatever. But I really liked, had I known it would have played out this well, I think I would have leaned more into everyone having their opinion, like of course, and Luke always going, undoubtedly, was really funny to me. And then like the whole Debonair thing, and like I like the idea of the entourage always chiming in at the wrong time and never chiming in at the right time, because in my head the muscle is the guy that is the strong man. You got the mouth who's meant to do all the talking. You got the mind who does like the writing and like the more like imaged based stuff. And the monitor is like kind of like the PA and like the smart one, the one with the brains. And I just like the dynamic of all them just sort of like going, yes, sir, of course, sir. is just really funny to me.
Underrated. Adam's nerd voice for the monitor.
100%.
It's so good.
I know. As soon as he came up for that, I was like, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, I originally, and you can tell by the 14 pages comment, because I originally had you guys playing the different guys. So I originally had Luke as Skimp, Adam as Arduous, and then I thought, screw it, because I really want like Adam to play Skimp with like the American sort of like surfer vibe thing, because I think it's like
we bring something to either role, to be honest, Yola. Or we bring something to both.
100%. Nope, only because like I was like Adam then plays the monitor, who's kind of nerdy as well. So I thought, oh fuck it, Skimp is brilliant, and I'm so grateful I did, because Skimp was absolutely phenomenal. It was great.
Oh, good. I think while we're sucking each other's dicks, Burge, I think. Your old lady rivals even Phil's old lady in other projects.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the voice though. It was like I just couldn't keep hold of it. I was like, it sounds like I've never heard an old woman speak. Basically.
I gave that to Phil to try and like make up for the fact that there was like a giant portion at the start that he wasn't in, but then I was like, Phil then plays the registrar and then the debonair, and Burge doesn't have anyone to play, so I thought, no, I'll just give her. But I'm grateful I did. Well, that was brilliant, and I just gave it. Sorry,
go after you.
I put the numbers there just to fuck with you guys, really, and I thoroughly enjoyed that as well.
Handled it very well, to be fair.
Because originally I had like 1, 2, 3, 9, 7, and then like the joke was that Skimp, for all his like idiocy, was actually one of the first ones. So I had Skimp's number be like 2. So I originally had like Arduous be like 497, 4392, 4947, and then like a Skimp go, and I'm 2. But then I was like, no, it's like, I'll just have them read a really long number. And then that 2 thing came along, and I thought, oh, fuck it, I'll just run with this for a while. I was going to have that loop like 3 times, and I thought, no, I best not do this. 226, and then like literally like go back to the start and do it over and over again. And I thought, fuck it. But yeah,
it's good. It's cool.
I enjoyed it. It was very, very fun, guys, and I thoroughly enjoyed writing it.
Yeah, man, it's good.
So I think normally we would pick the next person to go. So I pick Luke.
I have
to be really joke, isn't it?
Like,
my
own shame,
finish the script.
There's that.
So I look forward to seeing what Burge puts together for next week.
Burge, we need to talk. Oh, it's good. And plus, now having done this, I can easily do something with that. Very nicely do something with that.
I thought because like
you just wrote my extra 6 pages.
I know, that's what I was thinking, because I thought that at the very least 2 of the like 1 or 2 of your starting pages can be revealing what the buddy is behind it. It doesn't have to be, obviously, but revealing what's at the other end of the prison, whether it's empty and they've managed to escape. So you just go, and suddenly the jail cell was empty, and then you can have like a little scene of the debonair, and then cut to back to the story, and then proceed as you have it written. So it worked out. The only thing I did was...
Sorry.
No, carry on.
No, I was just... a funny thing that would make no logical sense is if they opened the door and it was like his entourage. Like, they'd somehow managed to capture themselves. Like...
He's just like... Oh,
I was going to end it, because the thing is that I was like... At least I think I reached 23 pages, like which was the appropriate amount in my mind, and I was going to go. They pick them up on the carriage, and then he walks them out, and the doors open. But suddenly, and I was going to leave it there, and then I thought, but I really want it to be the prison, because it's more narratively interesting rather than you guys go, and there's a city there. Now let's see what else is going on. So. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the curveball you guys throw of like opening the thing and there's, I don't know, another debonair. Oh, the debonairs.
Debonair multiverse.
Oh, 100%. We get that like what is it? Norbit, was it? The Eddie Murphy movie was just like all Phils, but it's all debonairs as well.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I really enjoyed it. It was it was funny.
Thank you very much, mate. I thoroughly enjoyed it as well. It was mostly made for the read through. It was like not much like narratively, but thank you very much for making it come to life so excellently. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Kudos for the quick turnaround. Very impressive.
Yes, really impressive.
You've used your tagging, Luke.
Yeah.
No
Everybody
more.
gets one.
Everybody gets one.
You get one tagging every 5 cycles.
Right, I think that's the end of it. Should we end it there because the script kind of went long?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Did it.
Excellent. Good job, guys. I shall.
Tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.